Hello guys, here we are. I'm getting ready to start preparing the calf liver. There it is sitting in the milk. I have my peppers cut and I have my onions cut, and there's a lot of really delicious ingredients that we're going to be adding to that shortly. So the first thing that I want to do is, the first thing that I really should do is thank you. Thank everybody that's been responsive to my videos. Like I said from the beginning, I'm not trying to start a cooking channel. This is just how I am dealing with my new reality that I am at an advanced age of cancer, and I haven't met with the oncologist yet, so I don't know what the prognosis is, but I've already been told that it's advanced. The kind of support and prayers and good wishes that I've been getting from people that are enjoying the videos is truly remarkable, and I truly appreciate it. So thank you, it makes a difference. All right, so that's enough of the mushy stuff. Thank you. First thing I want to do is drain the milk from the liver. The sink is right here. And I'm using the spoon to keep the liver from falling in. It's not gonna be rinsed. You don't never rinse beef, except for parts like tripe, which is the stomach and stuff like that. Then you definitely want to rinse that very well. So the next thing I want to do is start cutting it. I'm sorry, I got stuck there for a moment because I need to find another container to put it in after I slice it. I guess I'll just use another plate. I have plenty of them, thank goodness. So let's grab the first piece of steak. This video, by the way, is probably gonna be multiple parts because I'm gonna have to readjust the camera or the phone and everything when I go to start cooking. Why am I using the plate to cut? Because, well, this is not the best cutting board in the world, to be honest. And I don't want this stuff to get into all that, the little pores in there. Is this sharp enough? I don't think it is. And I just sharpened it. Let's try another one. Wow, tricky liver. Or I need to sharpen up my knives. I'm murdering this liver over here. So I'm gonna stop right now. I'm gonna stop the video. I'm gonna readjust, sharpen these knives well, and make sure that I'm not destroying what I'm trying to cook. All right, I'll see you in a bit. All right, and welcome back. And my apologies for the previous fail. And I sharpened the knife and I gave it another try on the plate, and it was still proving difficult. So I said, you know what? Maybe the plate is just not a good idea because it kept slipping. So I will use the cutting board and make sure that I wash it properly after I use it. Okay, so this is with liver. Looks and feels almost like gelatin, like it's gonna fall apart. But when it starts cooking, it solidifies. So I cut it nice and thin. And what's gonna happen is that when it cooks, we're gonna have these little strips, just like pepper steak. This is that first piece that I tried and, destroyed. So that's why this end piece is like really mushy, but it's good. So let's just use that plate. We don't need to use that one. And that, once it starts cooking, it won't break apart. It will hold together. It's the wonderful thing about liver. I have a story behind this dish. And by the way, I didn't invent it, obviously. But honest, I cannot remember who I learned the recipe from. I honest to God, I cannot remember who I learned it from. It might have been from my ex-wife. No, but it wasn't from her, because I'm the one that came up with the idea of making it for her. When she was pregnant of my daughter, on one of her checkups, her blood was not great. She was anemic, which means that she had a low red blood cell count. And I thought about making her this dish. So, but I didn't make the calf liver. I made the beef liver, which is thicker. But I used the same process of marinating it overnight in milk to remove the gamey flavor, most of it. And then I did the same thing that I'm doing right now. And she enjoyed it. She really liked the taste of it. And the next time, she ate it for a couple of days in a row because she enjoyed it so much, over some white rice and other things. She had it for a few days, and the next time she went for her blood work, it had improved. Now, was it this or was it something else? I don't know, but I'll take credit for it. Hey, it didn't hurt. I know that. And I know for a fact that Rachel, my baby, she enjoyed my cooking because one of the treats that I would make for her mom, like little cravings that she would get, was cream of wheat, nice and creamy, not clumpy but creamy. And she said that whenever I made her that, she felt the baby in her stomach go to sleep. So Rachel, who by the way I spoke to today, and it's part of the reason that I am in such a wonderful mood, has been enjoying my food before she was born. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video right now because you get the idea. And look, check it out. And don't worry, I washed my hands thoroughly. I'm very careful about that. So I'm gonna do that to all of it. And then I'm gonna come back to you from another angle over the stove where we're gonna start putting it together. All right? See you in a bit. And we are back. The next few steps are gonna be very familiar to my Caribbean brothers and sisters, because this is what most of us do when we're making this kind of dish. We call it guisado, or what's another? Oh gosh, I can't think of the name right now. Except for the very first thing that I'm gonna do may not be as familiar. I was showing you the bay leaves because yes, we know about using bay leaves to make our guisado, but what I didn't know until I went to culinary school was that what you're trying to get out of these dry leaves, and mind you, they could be sitting in those jars for a long time, you're trying to heat them up and get the oils out of those leaves. So I learned that in school. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put those leaves in there to start feeling that heat. And then I'm going to get my olive oil. Sorry, I have my phone plugged in because it was low, but it's good enough right now for a while. So, putting a little olive oil up in there, extra virgin. So I was trying to find a place to place the phone where I didn't have to hold it, because I'm not very skilled at holding the phone and cooking at the same time. But I really don't have a way or a place to put it so that I can have both hands free to do what I've got to do. All right, so the pot had been warming up for a while. Oops, let's not be too loud. Don't like to bother my dear neighbors. So the next thing that I'm gonna put in there is some sofrito. I make my own sofrito, and what sofrito is the way that I make it. Some people are really, like religious about this stuff, like purists and whatnot, and they have very strict things. And one of the things that most people don't do is put tomatoes in it. So sofrito is a mixture, a blend actually, that I make it in my food processor of red peppers, green peppers, garlic, onions, cilantro, if available, culantro. Culantro is a longer leaf that is also an herb, and it's very strong. And that's it, right? I said tomatoes, onions, green peppers, red peppers, garlic, cilantro, and culantro. All right. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. So a lot of people don't like to put tomato in it because it tends to make it a little watery, and and they don't like that, and in their opinion it makes it break down quicker. I find that mine holds well because there's a lot of acid and all that stuff that holds it, and I do just fine. So, and my food is pretty darn delicious. So listen, I need to saute this for a little while, and I don't just want to hold you there. The next thing that I'm gonna put is some tomato sauce. You know, after the sofrito has sauteed for a little bit. Ooh, I see a little action going on there. You see that little bubbling going? Little sizzling? Yes. So that's just the beginning though. After it has sauteed for a little while, I'm gonna add some tomato sauce, and I'm gonna mix it together, and then I will come back to you. Oh, I'll tell you what. And I can do this like right now. If this, yes, it is. It's loose, so I was able to do it with one hand. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a few olives in there. Oh, fricassee. That is the word I was looking for before. When some dishes, there are some guisados like this, when you use wine or beer, it's called fricassee or fricassee. I guess it's pronounced in English or French, whatever it is. So, I'm gonna let you guys go right now, and I'm gonna add the tomato sauce in a little bit, and I'm gonna saute that for a little while, and then I'm gonna come back right before the next step. All right, later. All right, my dears, we are back. Look at the sofrito and the tomato sauce. They cooked. You see the little red color from the tomato sauce. And by the way, you want to do all this at medium heat because you can very easily burn it. And once you burn garlic, there's no coming back from it. You have to start all over. But we didn't do that with this one because we did the right thing, and now we are about to pour beer in there. When you cook with alcohol, be it wine or beer, the actual alcohol burns out of it. Now, there may be other considerations like sugar and stuff like that. I'm not terribly worried about that, to be honest. So, moving right along. I want to go ahead and set the stage before I put the the liver in there. Alright, so I'm going to add all the seasonings that I want to put in there. Alright, the first thing that I want to put in there is, and not that it has to be the first one, but some adobo. This is the one I use. That's a mixture, it's a seasoning that has everything from sugar, pepper, cumin, garlic, onion. It's got a pretty good salt content, so you have to be careful. But it just adds delicious flavor to your food, and it's really good for seasoning meats and stuff like that. Not steak. Steak always do salt and pepper and onion. Next, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. What I like to keep salt in a little container like that, but this is what I usually use. I've gotten used to use coarse salt, and I only keep the fine salt just a couple of pinches, because you know what, the peppers, all those peppers that I cut, and the onions are gonna make it sweet. So you want to put a little bit of salt, because salt is a flavor enhancer, but not so much. It's not healthy anyway. Some black pepper. I like to put a good amount. It's not going to be spicy. You can always skip it, because there was a little bit of there was a little bit of pepper in that adobo that we added before. Now for the sazon. Now this is not a whole packet. I had used some of this packet before. I try not to use too much of it, because there is MSG in it. And again, there's already so much flavor in here between the sofrito and the tomato sauce and the beer and the Baileys. Let's see. I think I'm gonna add some more seasoning, because I'm looking at the amount of liver that I'm using, and it's a good amount. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more sazon. And forgive me, I'm trying to open a packet as I'm holding the phone. Wow. God bless the differently able. Okay. There you go. Here we go. Alright. So that, not the whole thing, and a little bit more adobo, because this is what's gonna give seasoning to the liver. And here's the liver, and we're just gonna go ahead and pour it right in. Yeah. There's something about when you use beer to make a stew, guisado like this. It adds such a nice aroma and flavor to the food. Oh, but the aroma especially is wonderful. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cook this a little bit before I add the peppers and onions. So I'll check back with you. Bye-bye. Okay, and we are back. It's been about 20 minutes. But look at the consistency of the liver. Can you believe that? And that sauce, that's just what it turns into when you cook liver. All right, I am about to put an insane amount of peppers and onions in there. You're gonna be like, oh my God, dude, you are ODing on dumb things. Yes and no. So they're gonna, by the way, this is a pack of 3 big, beautiful peppers that I got, guess where? Aldi. Aldi strikes again. It was only $2.19, I think it was, for that pack of 3 peppers. So I'm really happy with that. And I'm so fortunate that's nearby, so that's why I use them a lot, and it helps. Anyway, so they are going to break down and become mushy, and that's exactly what you want them to become mushy, sweet, and delicious. All right, so let's start with the onions. All right, put all those onions in there. That was 3 smallish onions. I would say 1 big onion would have done, but that was a pack of small onions that I had sitting in my food pantry. All right, now I'm gonna add all of the peppers. All right, get in there. All right. Now I am going to, for the first time, cover this pot because it needs, we need that steam to cook those veggies. And the reason I didn't cover it before was because I wanted a good seasoning to go into those liver strips. If I had covered it, they would have cooked too quickly, and it wouldn't have, trust me, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. When you cook slower, it just allows for flavors to go into the meat and marry better, and it's just so wonderful. So whenever you're gonna cook something like that, make sure you have the time. So I'm gonna cover again. It's still medium heat, and we're gonna come back in a little while. All right, peace. All right, so here we are about a half an hour later, and it's good. It's beautiful. It's ready to go. So I'm gonna turn it off now, and I'm gonna just let it sit there on the hot burner, so as to let a little bit more of that liquid evaporate, so it thickens a little bit more. And then I'm gonna put it in containers for my buddy Rob, who's the one that asked me to prepare it for him because he didn't know how to cook it. I think he's gonna be pleased. And my neighbor Donna, she also loves liver. So I am going to make some jasmine rice, and I will be preparing containers with this calf liver dish, guisado with jasmine rice. Hey, thank you so much. If you have taken the time to look through this video, I really appreciate it. I hope you are encouraged to try it. It's a really, really good dish. Trust me, you're gonna love it. I'm probably gonna have a little bit of it with some of that leftover rice with corn from yesterday, and then I'm just gonna give them the rest. So have a good night, guys. Thank you so much. God bless. Truly my pleasure, and my therapy in being with you today. All right, take care. Bye. Sorry, but I had to tease you just a little bit. Hot. Temperature-wise, not spicy. That's delicious. Thank you, Lord. Not so much because it's kind of late to be eating this heavy. And that's one thing about liver, it takes a good while to digest, so not a good idea to eat a bunch of it too late. So just want to share that with you. Have a good night. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.